What an undiscovered gem. Did you guys know that Islam Makhachev and Zabit Magomedsharipov actually fought each other in combat sambo? Imagine being there real time. Little did anybody know, they were witnessing two guys that would eventually become some of the best fighters in the world. They were both top 5 fighters in the entire world, man. And the interesting thing that you see here is, of course, they're both around the same size. It looked like Islam was a bit smaller than he is today, but Zabit looked to have the sharper striking, where Islam could not even land a single strike. As great as Zabit is in grappling, Islam Makhachev showed to be superior. From his takedowns to his takedown defense to his submission attempts to consistently breaking Zabit's posture so Zabit couldn't get anything off offensively, easily getting into mount on top of Zabit. That armbar was so close, and there was a clear difference when Zabit was on top of Islam and when Islam was on top of Zabit. There was a huge difference in dynamic. When Zabit was on top of Islam, it looked like Zabit was still in trouble. He couldn't land his shots, he constantly had to fight Islam off. And when Islam was on top of Zabit, I mean, it was a wild sight. Zabit in actual trouble, getting caught in an armbar, getting easily transitioned on, and honestly looked like he didn't know what to do against Islam because he pushed on Islam's face when Islam was in full mount. You never want to do that because it's an easy armbar transition. We've never seen Zabit have so much trouble on the ground with somebody, but it's no coincidence that Islam Makhachev later in his career showed to be one of the best grapplers in MMA. When the fight starts, Zabit lands a very fast inside leg kick on the opposite stance. Trying to take advantage of that position, Islam Makhachev is looking to land a body kick from there, but due to not setting it up, Zabit was able to see it from a mile away, hop step to his left angle to get away from the rotation of the kick and also making it easier to grab. From there, Makhachev's balance was in trouble, but he immediately knows what Zabit is going to try to do, so he grabs over a headlock on Zabit. Zabit goes to kick his leg out, but Islam hops with the blow to balance himself and land perfectly. At the same time though, what helped him was that left arm over Zabit's head. The imbalance from the kick forces Islam to start to fall to his left, put a lot of weight to his left side. This is ultimately putting weight on top of Zabit because of the arm that's over him, and he has enough time to plant his foot because he's putting weight on top of Zabit instead of falling to the ground. As Islam plants, he looks to hook his right hand onto Zabit's left leg, but when this happens, Zabit intelligently is still holding on Islam's leg, and then he picks it up even more, causing Islam to fall backwards. In that mere moment, instead of falling flat on his back and looking to just get into the guard, Islam is always thinking to attack. He attacks the leg, but Zabit cancels this by still holding Islam's left leg. This causes Islam to be stuck under that position and ultimately able to go around and get his guard. Zabit settles. That's a high level exchange for two guys so early in their careers. And like I said before, man, when Islam's on his back, he's never just sitting there. He's never being flat, constantly trying to break Zabit's posture by pulling his head down, shrimping and angling off, throwing in some butterfly hooks to elevate the position, trying to sneak in some triangle chokes. And honestly, even though Zabit was on top, it looked like he was in more trouble than Islam was. He couldn't find a steady position, he was barely able to get his attacks off until later in the grappling exchange, and he could not get himself out of the guard. You can easily see how much better of a grappler Islam Makhachev was than Zabit, but as soon as it gets stood up by the ref, you see the wildness of Islam Makhachev just winging hooks from a distance, even trying to counter Zabit's leg kick. Zabit is fast enough and smooth enough to just slide away from the punches, and Islam was not able to land a single strike in the entire round. Zabit was consistently just sliding away from everything, and even trying some of his pullback right counters, but the issue with that was he was never able to get that precision correct. Islam was always able to wing the punches over and getting quick enough on Zabit, driving in those single legs, and he was actually able to take Zabit to the ground. When do you ever see someone take Zabit down? And Zabit looked like he was drowning under Islam Makhachev. Now, I don't know the rules of combat sambo, but it was very strange that the ref broke up the armbar and stood both of them back up again. Islam was attacking the armbar and the ref stood them both up. Very strange. I don't know the rules, but whatever rule it is, man, I don't like that. And that's ultimately the end of this rare fight, man. It's honestly a treat to see these two guys fight, even as young as they were. They showed high-level grappling, Zabit showing high-level footwork, and it's not a shocker that these two guys became some of the best fighters in the world. So I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown, and if you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you enjoyed my content, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.